Yay, it's the next episode of Bento Pod. So, we're going to talk about The Perfect Insider.
Yeah, we really like this one.
Yes. Um the the setting is in the modern world, and there's two main characters that stumble across the death of a genius programmer that keeps herself isolated from the rest of the world for 15 years.
Yeah, and they want to meet her. Like, they really want to meet her.
Yes, because she's a genius, and she's brilliant, and um she's really
The
really
main guy
smart.
really looks up to her.
And the main guy is a prominent teacher of the Department of Architecture, and you have the other main character who is a rich girl.
Yeah, they're basically friends, just, right? It's not like they actually met during work. Like,
Oh,
she basically grew up with him.
yeah. Oh, there's going to be spoilers for Perfect Insider, so just to let you
Yeah,
know.
but what you want to know is, like, we both recommend it and go watch it.
Yes. Um, the good things about it, I would say, is that the characters felt very original. They all they all have their own personalities and the view of the world, and like you can see how those kind of conflict with each other depending on how they were raised and their surroundings. Um,
Yeah, I really like how realistic their personalities were. Like, the only one was probably Moa, the main girl. It's probably a little bit not common. But even her, like, it's just so much better than most anime where it's supposed to be serious, but then they have those cute Moa moments or those out of place comical moments, but this one doesn't have it. It all feels like natural acting. Like,
right,
this doesn't even need to be animated because it's just that amazing.
right. And also too, I just want to mention the opening was really really good. It had this black background with vibrant colors of sketched main characters dancing, thinking, and just doing things they would normally do in like everyday life. And it was just a really great way to introduce the anime and get your attention and do it without spoiling anything.
Yeah, that was a big thing. Like, like all the other openings, it shows you what's gonna happen and all the characters that's gonna come up, but this one doesn't. It doesn't spoil anything, and it's catchy.
Oh yes, the song was really catchy.
And the ending's the same way. It doesn't spoil anything or give you any hints what's gonna happen.
Yes.
And it's what, 12 episodes, right? Or 13? And we were talking like, you mentioned like it'd be cool if it was 15 episodes.
Right, because she spent 15 years. The one who gets murdered in this series, she spends 15 years isolated. So it would have been really cool if they would have drawn it out to 15 episodes. But for the way they did the story, there was no need for any extra episodes. It
Yeah.
was a really good flow of how things ended and just the whole flow of the series. But I do feel like you kind of have to give it a chance in the beginning to like pick up.
Yeah. Like, I think any more would be filler, but it would have been cool if it was that 15. Like, if it had more information, but it didn't. It was like, it showed what was necessary. And yeah, like the first two episodes, nothing big happens, but it still has your interest. Like, it still got my interest, even though nothing big happened. I guess because um how mature it seemed,
Right.
compared to the other anime I was watching, um, and just the interactions with the characters was just like, it's like, oh, this is pretty realistic compared to most anime. So I guess that caught my interest, and I think the interview part was really interesting to me, like what it was leading up to. Because the
Right.
second episode is about them going to the island, and the first episode it showed the interview between Moa and Shiki, and that was interesting. just like that alone, that interview alone showed how mature and brilliant the anime was going to be, the storyline and everything. But yeah, it is a bit slow if you're not, like, if that doesn't impress you, like, you're not looking for a realistic anime, then that probably isn't going to catch your attention. So just watch at least into episode 3. Like, that ending should get your attention.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people don't mind the unrealistic of characters, but for me it's a big thing because I'm kind of sick of it. As I get older, I find myself with less tolerance for them now because it's like, okay, can we appeal to my age now? So
Right. And they definitely appeal to a more mature level.
yeah,
Oh, and also too for anyone who wants to know more about The Perfect Insider or interested in other things for The Perfect Insider, there is the original novel, the manga, and there's a game as well as the TV drama that came out for The
the
Perfect
game.
Insider. Yes. I am also curious about that.
Yeah, see if it's different. But if it's the same, I probably won't play it. But if it's a little bit different, I probably will.
Yeah.
But then again, it probably isn't available in English, so usually all that stuff stays in Japan.
Oh yeah. Definitely. Well,
I
that's
really liked how almost each episode, I can't remember if every single one, but I liked how each episode ended like on a certain cliffhanger to make you like, oh, I want to see the next one. So I really liked how it ended their episodes. I can't remember if it did that for every one of them, but I liked how each one of them, they usually ended on that girl's flashbacks or whatever.
yeah. But sometimes the flashbacks were necessary to um to get to a certain point.
Yeah, to
Or
show what happened.
right.
And like they weren't really flashbacks for us, it was just for them. It wasn't something we've already seen. Like in other anime, they do flashbacks of the last episode.
Yeah, and I really felt like every episode was important, especially leading to the end.
Yeah. Like even stuff that seemed like filler that it wasn't, because it's like the main character, the what's her name, Moa, really likes the male main character, and their interactions kind of seem like filler, but it wasn't because I was actually interested. I thought it was cute, and interesting how their personalities are so different, but they still fit, and they're still in their own way. So like they're brilliant. Like she seems like a dumb character compared to him, but she's actually not stupid.
Right.
There was one part I really wanted them to explain why she was that good in math, because she has the ability to add up anything really fast. Like they showed that off in one episode, but then they never really uh, mentioned that again. So is she like a kid genius too?
I guess she's not that much of kid genius, but her father wasn't it her father who was the over Sohei, the
Yeah,
teacher? Yeah,
but
so
like she was so good at math that he was impressed by her. Like you would need a calculator. Like even like a very smart person would need time to calculate what she did.
maybe it was just one of her few good points.
Yeah,
Because I thought that was kind of interesting that she was his assistant, yet she's rich.
yeah. I think later in the episode it made sense only because like what happened, like he helped her through her rough time. So I thought maybe he just had her assistant for that. But after I seen like she's actually a genius in math, it made more sense.
Yeah, like she actually is helpful in some way.
Yeah. Also, him having trouble to put eye drops in his eye, like those scenes of like that seem like filler, but it's not. It's just showing you their characteristics.
Yeah, and their personalities.
Yeah, so I really like that part too, and Yeah, I really liked how it ended. I was fine with how it ended.
I liked how it ended. Like, and there was still like a little bit of a mystery to it. Like, it's still like there was an end, of course. Like, there was an actual end to everything, but there were like little points that was like, I wonder what happened, and the characters that, yeah, I wonder too.
Yeah,
But it's something so small that it kind of doesn't matter, but I
yeah.
mean, it would have been
It's like
interesting.
they know the big picture, but they don't know the little details. Like they'll never know. The only people that know is her and her daughter, but the main that they won't know.
Right.
They kind of showed us a little bit on the last episode about her and her daughter having interaction, and I really liked that part. I thought that part was like, I don't know, so beautiful. I liked it, like how they spent time in that machine, and then it showed them there standing like cooking and stuff. I liked it
Yeah.
because it from how they talked through the whole episode, it made it seem like she had a daughter just to like close to like a robot. But I liked how it seemed like she was kind to her at least.
Yeah, and she did have toys and other items that a kid would normally want.
Yeah. So I did like how she was at least kind, even though it's still like they're crazy people.
But smart, but crazy.
Yeah. And I really liked how they questioned like right and wrong and whatever. Like how I'm calling her crazy, but to them it's normal. So I
Right,
liked how that whole anime like questioned their own morality.
right. And in a way, you can question anyone's morality. But I really like that aspect of the series. Like, from everyone's point of view, like, they see the world differently.
Yeah.
That's just fascinating to me. But,
Yeah, that's like one of the big things they argued on, the two main characters, and then she would get emotional saying like I would never kill my parents, like she's crazy, and he's like, well, what if she had her own reasons, and like you never know what you would might do. And so I really liked what they argued on.
yeah. Any bad things about the series?
Uh Not really. There was that one episode I talked about where they had like English in it and they talked in English for so long and they're such like their English was bad. Like thank God it had subtitles because I could not understand a lot of what they were saying.
Yeah, like, I could understand, but it did sound really terrible, and the conversation felt so forced.
Yeah, it was so cringy.
We
It
were
was like if they both know Japanese, why can't they just speak Japanese? Like it's like they're just wanting to speak English to prove they can speak English.
right to prove that she is from the U.S., but uh, like it
Yeah.
was the only part where that happened, which was good, and it might have been 4 or 5 minutes, but at the
Yeah.
max. But it just when you come across that part, like if I watch it again, I will mute it
Yeah.
and then you know.
Because it got annoying. Like at first it was kind of funny, but then like, oh, this is going over a minute. Oh no. So it like all she had to say was like all we had to know was she lived in America for a while. So that okay, we get it. She knows English. We don't have to hear her speak English.
Yeah.
Like the character knows English, the voice actor doesn't.
Yeah.
So
I think the worst part of that conversation was I have another question. It's like, please don't answer another question in
yeah,
English. say it in say it in Japanese or some other language.
yeah. So did you have any? Because maybe you point out something you didn't like, and maybe I'm like, oh yeah,
That was really the only thing other than it had kind of a slow start.
yeah.
But other than that,
Especially if like uh it being mature doesn't catch your attention, then it's really slow. Because if you don't care about that, then what's keeping your attention?
right.
So the murder mystery begins on episode 3, the ending of it, because that's when the body comes out, and then the episode ends.
Yeah.
So that would be like catch your attention right there, and then it's perfect because all the episodes are out, so you could just binge watch it. So I guess that's all we have to say about it.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay. I finished Dance with Devils. Um, and it, should I say what it's about?
Yeah. Just
What's it about?
So.
I'm bad with it. I'm just like, That's a Devil. They're gonna pause it and go look it up, but that's my attitude.
Wait. So there's this girl named Tachibana who lives with her mom, and she goes to high school, and she's attracting demons.
Okay, that's enough, right?
And she's oblivious to it. She doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah.
But
yeah, mainly everyone's after her because she's like, she has something special inside. I forgot what they called it, but it's like this.
Grimoire.
It's supposed to make someone very powerful.
Yeah, it's the Grimoire secret.
Oh, Grimoire.
Yeah. She's, like I said, she's oblivious to the whole thing. But the idea behind this anime is that it's a musical.
Yeah. It's just the main, well, not the main, but it kept my interest. And I really wanted to see how it would end because I really was interested in like the first 3 episodes. I'm not sure if this is a spoiler. Or I guess I won't say, but when a certain person shows that they like her too, that's when I kind of like, and so I mainly just kept at it to see how it would end because all of these devils or demons are after her. So I wanted to see, okay, how is this gonna end? Like, is she gonna go on living normal? Is she gonna like live like a new magical demon life or whatever? Because all these people are after her. So that's mainly what caught my interest. And it's like only 12 episodes. So it's not like it was a long series. I didn't really like any of the songs that much. Except for the ending was okay. But even then, it's like not enough for me to want to download it. So, but I did like the ending. I don't think I ever skipped it. It was just interesting enough for me to keep watching. Like even the visuals, it was like Alice in Wonderland themed.
It does have nice visuals.
Yeah, and the guys are good looking, but I don't really recommend this anime. Like even as musical, like the songs, the dialogue is so lame. I don't like the dialogue at all for the songs. I don't.
I think we were talking about this earlier, but like sometimes it comes across as cheesy.
Yeah. So I don't know if the translation made it cheesy, like in the subtitles of what they were saying, or if it actually is still cheesy in Japanese. But it just seems like ignoring all the blood and death. Like this show is for little kids, but because of the blood and death, it's aimed towards older women because of the hot guys. But the dialogue is just, it's so cheesy. I don't like it. I didn't like the songs. I think it might have been more enjoyable if I didn't have the subtitles and I just heard them sing. But yeah, and I didn't like the ending. I didn't like it. It was just a cliche ending and an annoying cliche ending. Yeah.
I agree. And the characters didn't really interest me enough to keep going where I stopped. I kind of stopped in a place where I felt like I knew what was going to happen, and I just turned away from it.
Yeah. Because I did like the story of why she was being chased, and the vampires later on were after her too and stuff. But because of how the dialogue went, it just didn't do it well. Um, it just came out cheesy, so I didn't like it. Cliche, everything. um, yeah. On to the next one.
Yes.
I watched another musical anime called High School Star Musical. This one is just a normal, what are they called, idols, a school idol one, but of all guys. And I don't recommend that one either, but I do recommend watching it for the songs, because the songs at least are catchy, unlike the Dance with Devil. This one is just, I didn't really watch, I think after episode 4, I just started skipping to see when they're gonna sing, which now would be easier because you could just search all the songs on YouTube and you don't have to do what I did. But yeah, the characters are all like one-dimensional, so they don't really develop at all. Like, it's like that cliche anime trope where it makes it seem like, oh, they're going through a hard, difficult time, and they pass through it, and now they're all friends again. That's a development, but that's really not development if they have the same personalities.
What?
So,
well, huh.
yeah, it's like they make friends with the jerk, or make friends with someone else who's like really like sad, but then they become friends, but then he's still a jerk and the other guy is still somewhat quiet, and it's like, where's the development? Where is it? Why is he still mean to them? So
They accepted them for the way that they are.
yeah.
Kinda...
I had to not. I don't accept them for the way they are. And then the main guy is still like naive and childish throughout the whole thing. He doesn't like develop into a more serious character. He doesn't get that people don't like him being childish. And yeah, it's one of those. So if you would like school idol anime where it's usually all female, you're pretty much like this one too, because they're all cheesy. So that's it.
Would you like?
No.
No.
I would not recommend either one. Like, unless, like, no, unless. Like, I don't recommend it if you're on the fence. And if you're not on the fence, you already know you're gonna watch it. You already know you're not gonna watch it. If you're on the fence, don't watch it.
At least the songs are good, though.
Yeah, just, like the High School Star Musical one, just go on YouTube and search up the songs. Could even search up the Dance with Devil one, see if you like it, but that's it. Don't watch the episodes for it. Did you ever check that one out, or not at all?
No, I didn't. I think I saw the trailer for it.
Oh yeah, I remember.
But there was, I didn't watch the first episode. I didn't get far enough to just like, okay, I'm gonna watch this. No, it didn't happen.
It kind of reminded me of Free, how their relationships are, but
they're not really connected to each other in any way. Well,
other than they're in the same class, but that's it.
Yeah, that's probably why I stopped watching Free.
Like, anime can't just be beautiful anymore. It has to be interesting.
Yeah. Alright, so next up is the Beautiful Bones anime. Beautiful Bones is a story about a high school boy and an osteologist, which is a person who studies bones. They go on an adventure, or go on adventures, and it often leads to finding a dead body.
And I only watched one episode. Wait, you finished it.
Yes, I did. Did you want to mention, like, why you stopped?
Like, the reason I stopped was because I didn't like how she seemed to not care about authority, and she still, like, was able to walk on a crime scene without getting arrested or anything. Like, the cops would stop and listen to her. So that annoyed me. I don't think I even finished the episode. I only stopped on the part when she walks on the beach and sees two dead bodies holding hands, and they're trying to figure out what happened, and she figures out before them or whatever. Um, so yeah, that it annoyed me, and yeah, I
I,
guess I had low tolerance because usually I'd at least watch 3 episodes, but I guess that day I'm like, ah, next anime. So many anime I need to check out. Next.
the only thing that kept me going into like continuing the series, well, first of all, the description that I read for this series was wrong. Um, it it had a different description for it than what it actually was. Um, the second one was that was the osteologist, the lady. She's like this beautiful older woman who loves bones. And like you said, she would go to crime scenes and like she will want to take the bones with her. And her love for bones is pretty like a big thing about her character. And so I found it kind of weird but interesting. Like, what kind of person is she really? Also, too, I noticed in the opening, like she has like kind of like a big mystery about her, and I felt like they were gonna reveal that as the show went on. So that was like my main purpose, like find out why she hangs around this high school boy, or mostly the high school boy always like goes to her. So find out what's the relationship between them, and find out more about her. They do kind of explain why she doesn't get arrested and different things, um,
Oh,
like as the show goes on. But still, like the only reason I really watched this series was because I was interested in her as a character.
did you end
Um,
up liking
yes,
it? I think.
pretty much because okay, so I finished it right, and the ending was like, eh. I guess it was mostly because that wasn't where, like, what I was interested in at all. First of all, like, the ending, it was one of those endings where there might be a season two.
Oh,
And,
so not much closure.
yeah, there's not much closure. There's still, like, a mystery to solve, even as the series ends. The Troika studio has yet to renew or cancel the anime for season two, but yeah, like just
Are you gonna watch
interest
season 2?
only if there's like not enough anime that I'm interested in,
So no.
because it was kind of a downer that they didn't reveal everything. They're just like trying to make it like push out towards another season. And like I don't know. Like my only interest was one character. And she shows up in every episode. Some of the crime the murders are really interesting on like how they figure it out, but I wasn't I wasn't wowed by the series.
Mm.
It was just a character that appeared differently than other characters I've seen. Like a character who's just in love with bones and finding them. But just the idea behind it was interesting in her perspective on things. But other than that, that was it. I guess another thing was that I'll mention is that the opening and ending theme song didn't really. It was nice and calming. It was something I could fall asleep to. I guess overall, this Beautiful Bones didn't leave a big impression on me.
Oh.
I don't think Valerie's going to end up watching.
No. I'm looking at the page for it on my anime list, and the picture looks pretty. Like that's the picture that's like made me want to watch it. Like, okay, I'll watch this beautiful animation. I'll just buy the posters of the series. I'm not gonna watch it.
I can't really say anything else to convince you, so. Because as we know, like, if there's season 2, I'm probably not going to watch it, so.
Yeah, that's like I do not recommend this series. But if it's like all she talked about seem interesting to you, go check it out. And stop.
You might get a disease. You might fall off a ladder. You might get stung by too many bees. But it doesn't even matter, 'cause you're gonna die somehow anyway. You're going to die.